Too many up-and-coming tennis players are duped into thinking that circus tricks on an inflatable ball is how they're going to transform their movement and speed around the court. And it breaks my fucking heart. This is the Bosu Ball. And if you're a bit slow on your feet and you want to be able to cover the court like Alex de Minaur, then in this video, I'm going to dive into why this tool is best avoided in your strength and conditioning program if you want to be strong, fast, and powerful. Quickly though, I'll build a free program for those of you who want bigger arms to fill out a singlet and build resilience around the shoulder, wrist, and elbows, which we know are all common injury sites for tennis players. It's a 10 to 15 minute finisher that plugs right into your current training. The link for that one is in the description and it is totally free, so make sure you grab it. All right, back to the Bosu Ball. You'll hear a few common arguments from those trying to justify the use of the Bosu Ball in your gym program, and we are going to dismantle all of them. Firstly is that we're improving stability. Now, I'll dive deeper into this in a separate video because I think it is its own nuanced and in-depth discussion, but here's the short version. I think stability has become a buzzword in this industry. Most people throw it around without knowing what the fuck it actually means. And I believe most coaches throw it around so they can sell gimmicks and novelty, just like the Bosu Ball. I won't spend too long on this, but in short, I don't think stability is this isolated, magical, trainable quality that we can train and have transfer over to performance on a tennis court, especially not with this low load balance training on an inflatable ball. I'm gonna unpack this more another time, so we'll park that for now. Secondly is that some of the best players in the world, some of the best players of all time, train on a Bosu Ball. And I agree, they certainly do. But the best players in the world are often the best in spite of some of the stuff they do in the gym, not because of it. And what we see on social media is usually a tiny blip, an out of context glimpse of their training. It's not the full picture. Did the Bosu Ball give them elite foot speed or power? I doubt it, and I'll explain why in a moment. Thirdly is it's not about lifting heavy. We don't need to lift heavy in the gym. It's about adaptation. And I partly agree with this, but I think it depends on the physical adaptation that you're chasing. What does this mean? Well, there are many different trainable athletic qualities that will help transfer to better performance on a tennis court. Each of them needs their own considerations and exercises and loading strategies. If your goal is max sprint velocity, in other words, you want to run faster, then lifting heavy won't be the main driver. Sprinting will be, and getting a more efficient running technique. But strength does underpin speed, meaning to an extent, up to a certain point, being stronger will help you get faster. Being stronger also solves a heap of common problems that tennis players face. Whether they're feeling slow and sluggish around the court, they want more powerful ground strokes, or they're just a bit broken down and they need more resilience against injury. So firstly, we need to actually define strength to understand why the Bosu Ball does such a shitty job at training this athletic quality. Strength is simply, in my definition, just the maximal amount of force that your body can produce. And there are three and only three things that we can do to improve this physical quality. First thing that's within our control is we can increase the size of the muscle. This is a really obvious one. A bigger muscle is just gonna have a bigger potential for force generation. There's gonna be more sarcomeres in there, which is the contractile part of the muscle. It just makes sense. Now, the main thing that we can do to grow muscle is to eat more, but mechanical tension in our training is also a really big determinant of muscle hypertrophy. Now again, you can have a really nuanced and in-depth discussion about this, but to really simplify it, we can maximize mechanical tension by training close to failure. The reps will generally begin to feel really slow and hard, and there's no magic rep range either. Some people often think of like this 8 to 12 rep range, but the reality is any number of reps will help you get bigger and stronger, just as long as you're pushing close to failure. It could be 3 reps, it could be 12, it could be 20. As long as the effort is high, then you're good. A more important determinant of the rep range is the exercise selection. You're not gonna do just 2 reps of a dumbbell bench press, it's just awkward. You're not gonna do 20 reps of a deadlift, you'll be dead. So the rep range is really important for the type of lift you're doing, not so much determining whether you grow or not. Again, as long as you're pushing close to failure, you'll be fine. So it's really fucking hard to drive high mechanical tension when you are on an unstable surface. You are quite literally limiting the amount of tension, the amount of load that the muscles can produce. Mechanical tension isn't enhanced by this instability, it is actually inhibited. Just because it might feel harder, because you're unstable and you're unbalanced, doesn't mean you're actually driving high mechanical tension. The mechanical tension on a dumbbell bench press that has been taken close to failure versus push-ups on a Bosu Ball, it's incomparable. And if you're trying to push something like a squat close to failure on a Bosu Ball so you can try and drive that mechanical tension, well, it's just fucking dangerous. The second thing we can do to improve our force generating capacity is improve our neuromuscular efficiency. It's a big, long, scary word, but to simplify it, our nervous system is the thing that actually calls upon the muscles to contract. The nervous system is the one that decides how fast and how many muscle fibers it's going to recruit. So you've got to teach it how to. Super quick anatomy lesson. A motor unit, it is a nerve cell and all the muscle fibers that it innervates. When a motor unit fires, it activates every fiber it connects to. So high threshold, fast twitch motor units, they're the big ones that are called upon when you need high force production or you need it done quickly. Running, jumping, lifting up heavy shit. Henman's size principle tells us that the motor units are recruited from smallest to largest, and this actually makes a lot of sense. If I'm gonna pick up my AirPods Pro case off the table, I don't need to recruit high threshold fast twitch motor units. I would put my fist through the desk or probably break my hand. But when we're gonna do an all-out sprint, serve a tennis ball, pick up something heavy, your nervous system will recruit those smaller motor units first, and then those large ones as well. You can't bypass the smaller ones. So we're trying to teach and train our nervous system how to recruit high threshold, fast twitch motor units because some people just haven't done that much in their life. So we can teach our nervous system to do this by going to failure on some of our strength exercises, which is a really inefficient way to do it. We have to accumulate fatigue, get a few reps in, it just takes time. So we want to teach our nervous system how to do this as efficiently as possible. How do we do that? Lifting with intent, heavy strength work, with intent, trying to move that bar fast sprints, jumps, throws. That is how we train our nervous system to efficiently recruit those high threshold fast twitch motor units. None of that shit is happening on a Bosu Ball. None of it. As we said in the previous conversation, you literally cannot load heavy enough to recruit high threshold fast twitch motor units on a Bosu Ball. You are limited by the balance. Again, it might feel hard, you're wobbling all over the place, you're trying to stay balanced, you're focused, but don't mistake this for motor unit recruitment. Don't mistake this for mechanical tension. It is not. Categorically, it is not. There is no high force production going on here. Finally, the third thing you can do to improve your force generating capacity is to get better at the skill itself. And this is contextually dependent, of course. Within specific movements, skill drives strength. If you want to be a stronger squatter, you're going to have to learn how to squat. Daniil Medvedev, one of the skinniest men on tour, but a deadly serve because he has practiced and refined the skill and got a really efficient serving technique. Trying to balance on a Bosu Ball with a dumbbell and a racket in hand doesn't fit into any three of those boxes. So if you want to actually get strong, improve that force generating capacity so you can cover the court quicker, you can be more resilient to injuries, and you have a really good physical base upon which to play and practice tennis, throw the circus tricks in the bin, throw the Bosu Ball in the bin. I would build the program around ground-based compound movements that are loadable and progressible. This will allow you to place high amounts of mechanical tension on the muscles and actually train your nervous system to do its job more efficiently. One of the best examples of this done at the pro level is Tommy Paul. I love his strength and conditioning program. There's no gimmicks, he's not trying to imitate tennis skills, he's not balancing on a ball, it's just simple hard training. And chances are, if you're still here, you're someone that gives a shit about how they train. And if you give a shit about developing strong shoulders that are resilient to the high demands of tennis, but also look good whilst doing it, then you'll love the free arms finisher that I built out. You can just tack it right onto the end of your current training. It'll take 10 to 15 minutes to do. It is totally free and the link is in the description. If you found this video valuable, I'd love it if you could hit subscribe and like. This is actually my first proper YouTube video I've been creating over on Instagram for a while, and I'm really keen to explore this platform. Totem Tennis is all about just the total approach to your physical preparation, be it your training, your nutrition, mindset, everything in between, everything that you're not doing on the court that's going to help get you to where you want to be with your tennis performance. So drop a comment and let me know what physical preparation and performance issues you're struggling with.